All right, everybody. Welcome back to Sportsmen Hoops. I am the sportsman. We all are sportsmen. So, real quickly, guys, I want to get right to it. I made a video, and I hope you guys see it at the end here, about Wemby possibly being the GOAT. Okay. So I got a few people that got back to me. And the excuses they made were absolutely pitiful and incredible. I will give the LeBron fans some respect because, and I love LeBron, but I'm saying the fan base of both the Church of Jordan, which is Jordan's fan base, and the leftist LeBron's. They're two different fan bases. One, they're both a little bit crazy, but in this particular case, the LeBron fans left me alone. The Jordan fans came on the attack. Um, One of the fans said, I want to read it to you. It's called a track record, dude. Nothing Wemby does is as impressive as what MJ was doing as a rookie or even as LeBron. And I don't have LeBron in my top five. Of course, he hates LeBron because he's from the Church of Jordan. Praise him. But that's fine. I mean, like I said, I really do love LeBron and I really do love Jordan. But he said nothing that Jordan did. Now, I'm gonna do a longer video later in the week about this, so I can give you guys some details and stats. But right now, he said nothing that Wembanyama has done this year is as impressive as what Michael Jordan has ever done, or in particular, what he's done in his rookie year. And I wrote him back. I said, "So you lived in Chicago back in the '80s, and you saw Michael Jordan play a lot because there weren't a lot of national games back then. Everyone thinks, or a lot of people think that things are the same as today. You can get games from all over the country." But if you lived across the country or if you even, grew up on the East Coast, you didn't always have access to every single Jordan game, especially Jordan his rookie year. And definitely don't be wrong, Jordan's rookie year was, fantastic based on the stats and based on the few games that I've seen, some on YouTube. And be honest with you, hold on. I don't want to even say that I've seen his rookie year. I've seen young Jordan for sure. But his rookie year, I don't even know that I've seen a full game of Jordan his rookie year. But to say that anything that he did that year is more important, his rookie year is more impressive than what Wembanyama has done this year or any other year is just crazy talk. And as of right now, the only people who have responded in terms of coming at me crazy are the Jordan fans. The LeBron fans have not done that yet. I don't know if they will or not, but we will see. I've always wanted to see who was crazier, the Church of Jordan or the LeBron leftists. I wanted to see who was crazier. Right now, it's looking like the Church of Jordan because I mean they go crazy. They don't want anybody to touch their man, which I to some degree understand. Jordan was a great player. But first, before we get deep into it, and I give you guys kind of some of the top 10 excuses that their fan bases are going to use. But let's kind of take a look at what Wemby did last night. Wemby had another great night. They took down the Miami Heat 107-101. Wemby, as I said, had a monster game, 27 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists. And if you look at my video from yesterday, he had 5 blocks, exactly as I said. He was nerfing the ball out of there. It looks like right now the Spurs are the real deal. What he's doing as a rookie or what he's doing this year is as impressive as anything that I've ever seen. All the different things that he's able to do on the court, from defense, and that in itself, comparing Michael Jordan's defense his rookie year compared to Wemby's defense now is crazy. But let me give you some of these weird excuses. Let's get into it that other fans will use as Wemby's career goes on, or even now. Um, there's different ones. One of the first ones that I think that is going to be kind of crazy that MJ fans will use is that MJ played in a rougher era. You know that one's coming. Wemby couldn't play in the '90s. It was so rough. I mean, come on. Let's stop it. Wemby is 7'5". He's not like he's strong, but he's not super strong. But we have people. Kareem had a thick face, but was thin up top. Ralph Sampson played 4 or 5 years in the NBA. That was in the '80s. But if you can play in the '80s, you can play in the '90s. He was thin. Olajuwon wasn't super diesel. There are other thin guys, Reggie Miller, who made it in the '90s. Victor Wembanyama at 7'5" will be just fine in the '90s. So, I mean, the man, like I said, he's 7'5", a wingspan that, is in a bunch of different time zones. He would literally erase John Stockton shots. Um, but, you know, Jordan fans are gonna do what Jordan fans do. The Church of Jordan will make up anything to stop anyone from being the GOAT. So, some Jordan fans will say, "Well, Jordan's only 6'6". I guarantee they'll say this. If Jordan was 7'5", he'd be better. Or they'll say, like, he should be that good. He's 7'5". Jordan, he just had the heart. That's number 2. That's definitely gonna be there. Another kind of ridiculous thing. Um MJ did it without, you know, load management. Now, I want to give MJ credit for this for playing so many games, but I mean, Wemby can't help the era he came up in. Of course, they're going to load manage. Basketball is an investment. When you draft a player, it's an investment. You want them to last as long as possible. You want to get the most out of them, and also the player can make the most money. And especially with someone like Wemby, they are going to load manage. He's 7'5". Big men have a history of getting injured, so they're going to do what they can do to keep him healthy and keep him going because he is an investment. Back in the day, people use typewriters, but things change. You get computers, you get all different types of things. Uh, you know, they're going to say Wemby has to win. This is number 4. Wemby has to win. Wemby has to win the way Jordan does, essentially. That means he has to have 2 3-peats. He has to or win 6 in a row. Now, look, 6 for 6 is awesome, but that undefeated thing that the Church of Jordan uses, he's undefeated is ridiculous. I mean, and I don't have to talk about that. Enough people on YouTube and on the radio have talked about how ridiculous that is as well. I actually think it's actually cooler that he won 3 championships in a row, left and came back and won 3 championships in a row. That's like unreal. I think that's unbelievable what Jordan did that. But to say he's like 6 for 6, even though he lost before that, obviously to Bird in the playoffs, to Isaiah in the playoffs. Later, he lost to Shaq and Penny. I don't want to be disingenuous on that one. I I mean, that wasn't Jordan was gone for a while and he came back. He still lost, but you know, LeBron fans are going to use that one against Jordan. But I'm not really using that against Jordan. I'm just saying it did happen. Um, you know, Wemby can't travel in time. He can't go back to the '90s, so we'll never know. But I think he'd be just fine in the '90s. Now, this one will drive me crazy. Number 5, Jordan had that killer instinct. Like, I can read his mind. He was so strong. Now, I get it. I've hooped, and I actually do enjoy Jordan's killer instinct. But no matter what Wemby does, says, like I saw the game the other night. It was either the first or second game of the year, and Wemby like pushed somebody off, kind of like KG would do. It doesn't matter what Wemby does physically or what he says to anybody. They're always going to bring up, well, Mike had that killer instinct. Um, Wemby has not been soft at all so far. He's going hard, especially this year so far. We'll see what he does in the playoffs. We'll see if he has that quote unquote killer instinct. But no matter what happens, I promise you, even especially right now, they're going to say, you know, does Wemby have that killer instinct? I'm not saying that's a terrible one. It's not as bad as the others, but you can't really judge what's in someone's mind. And they may bring up something like the flu game. I mean, we'll see what happens when Wemby starts, getting some type of injuries and sees what he can work through. I do think it's cool, and I do like Michael Jordan's quote Kobe type Mamba mentality. But that's not the only way to win. Magic won, LeBron won, Kareem won, and they all had different personalities. So will Wemby, and Wemby will also win championships. Um, Jordan. Well, I don't know that people think that Jordan saved basketball. They think Bird and Magic did, of course, in the '80s. But Jordan did carry a large load in the '90s, but there were other great players in the '90s. I mean, Jordan was great. But Olajuwon, Barkley, so many great players. Uh, and as I said, Wemby's not in a space where he needs to say basketball. I'm not saying Jordan did, but I've heard Jordan fans bring that up before. I don't know how true I think that is. It's not. Now I will say that it's a weird kind of thing to say in terms of ranking the goat. I will say that I don't think that every single Church of Jordan person will bring that up, that he's kind of saved basketball. But that I think that one I came up with that one, but that's a little I'll give that one kind of 50-50. Jordan was a lockdown defender. Now, Jordan fans, and this is number 7, by the way. I know that you are going to hate this. I know. And I hate to tell you. Jordan was, I think overall great team defender. He's great at gambling, getting steals, and I think he was a good defender. I think he was a good defender. Slightly overrated as a defender, but still, I'm not saying he wasn't a good defender. He was a good defender. But comparing, and people will say this, people are going to use this excuse. They are going to say that Michael Jordan was a better defender than Victor Wembanyama. Not normal people, but the Church of Jordan will say that. They'll be like, he was a lockdown defender. He locked down whoever you want to say. He locked down Magic. He locked down Clyde. He did all these things. Look, everyone, defense is played a little bit differently now, but Wemby is 7'5". He can guard. I'm not saying he can guard every position in the entire game, but he can move his feet. He can he can guard the pick and roll. He's much better at guarding the pick and roll than, let's say, someone like a Shaquille O'Neal. He can get out onto your guard. I mean, Wemby essentially he's a big man, but he's a guard as well. He's a dominant shot blocker, averaging 5 blocks a game, a rim protector. He changes shots. He slides his feet. I need to look a little see how he is in terms of how well he navigates screens. Now, navigating screens is a great skill that people don't give credit. People who are really good at navigating screens. Years and years ago, I had a teammate who I couldn't navigate screens the way he did. Um, but I watched him how he did it, and then later in my life, I kind of used what he did to when I was playing. I used what he did to kind of copy. He was great at navigating screens, but again, number 7, Jordan was the lockdown defender. He was a very good defender. I don't know if he was definitely locked down, but regardless, that's besides the point. If anyone tries to say that Michael Jordan, I don't think Michael Jordan was ever a better defender than what Wemby is right now. Maybe even Wemby's rookie year. It's like Wemby's been out there. I'm going to say again, he's guarded point guards, not like I said the full game, but on switches. Um, he blocks threes. I mean, there's not many players in NBA history who consistently block threes, and Wemby's done that throughout the 3 years in his career. Number 8, Jordan was clutch. Sure, Jordan was clutch. Jordan was clutch, and the what the Church of Jordan will do though is if Wemby, let's say in the playoffs, misses any shot or going forward ever misses a shot, similar to the way the Church of Jordan does against LeBron, will just continue to say he's not clutch, he's not clutch, he's not clutch, even though there's different stats to show how clutch he is. When I'm said pertaining to LeBron, now we're going to see if Wemby's able to do what LeBron has done. We're going to see. But even if he does what LeBron has done and has great clutch numbers, the Church of Jordan will still continue to say, "Oh, he's not clutch. He's not clutch. He doesn't hit. It doesn't matter what numbers you show me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing. Math doesn't matter. Anything against their God does not matter." 9. Jordan made winning inevitable. Like, essentially, what I mean is in any conversation, it's not just winning anything, best defender, best ball handler, or whatever the case may be. It can be anything. Jordan's going to be the best. Now, I do think Jordan is a great player. And I do think he definitely has a very good case for being the GOAT. But let's keep in mind Jordan lost a lot early in his career. He lost a lot. He lost to the Celtics. He lost to Bird. He lost to the Pistons earlier when he was young. Because remember the text, or excuse me, the comment. Um, the guy said that Jordan even his rookie year, but his rookie year, first 3 years, he would lose to Milwaukee. He would have bad shooting games. So winning was not inevitable with Jordan, but they will use that also against Wemby. Number 10. Nobody's making shoes called Wemby. They're gonna say, "Well, Jordan, they still." Now this is like outlandish. Like they still buy his shoe in 2025. He won't do that. He can't be the GOAT. I've heard this on ESPN. I've heard it on Fox. You know where I heard it on Fox? I've heard it on all those stations. No, I shouldn't say I said all those stations, but I've heard it on Fox. I've heard it on ESPN. Silliness. I don't know if they'll make if they're gonna make shoes called Wemby's or not. I really don't care, but that won't keep Wemby from being the GOAT. And again, these are just silly excuses that both the Church of Jordan, that's the Jordan crazy fans, and the LeBron lefties, that's the LeBron crazy fans, will use against Wemby to keep him from being the GOAT. Now, you know, Wemby's has a lot of winning to do. I'm not going to say he's definitely going to be the GOAT, but people don't remember that both LeBron, before he won anything, people were saying he could be the GOAT. He doesn't have as many rings as Jordan. People still think he can be the GOAT. Jordan, they started calling him the GOAT. Um, really, certainly after his first 3 rings, and he retired. And they had it in articles, they had it on a statue. So it's not about the rings. So I mean, if Wemby doesn't, they're going to definitely say, "Oh, he has to have 6 rings," and I disagree with that as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I haven't heard from a LeBron fan yet. I have not, but I believe that eventually I will hear from the the LeBron brethren. Maybe I'll hear from Clutch Sports. Maybe they'll give me a call after they hear this. But the LeBron fans, the LeBron lefties, will also have their series of excuses to keep the big man Victor Wembanyama from being or calling him the GOAT. Well, let's get into it. The first one I think that the LeBron fans will really go after is that they'll say something like, "Well, Wemby's great. Wemby's great. Wemby's great." But you guys watch San Antonio, the Spurs. The Spurs have a pretty good team. Vassell, the new rookie, that's Dylan Harper. Um, not, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name right now, and who's also very good. And then they have Fox coming back, so they have a good team. So what? Let's say San Antonio wins this year somehow. I don't know if they will, but the LeBron fans will say, "Well, that was great, but he Wemby couldn't win with the team like the 2018 Cavs. He took them all the way to the finals. They were all terrible." And that's overblown too. The East wasn't, always super great. So I mean, getting through the East wasn't anything. I said I like LeBron, but I mean that East was not great. But that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, "Well, could Wemby do it with such bad teams?" They're gonna they're gonna big up Wemby's teammates, and they're gonna play down LeBron's teammates, and that's gonna be an excuse. I mean, that roster wasn't very good, but still, I think when Wemby, I think Wemby would be just fine with a lot of bad rosters. Okay, now the worst one that I really hate hearing out of a LeBron fan, and a lot of people like this. So I'm actually with Michael Jordan on this one, like the Michael Jordan fans. And like I said, I do like LeBron and I like Jordan. I really do. I love them all, and I love Kobe. Those are excellent players. But the longevity thing, I think longevity is great. Kareem played till he was what, 41, 42. Robert Parrish played for a long time. And what LeBron's doing is awesome. But like when you're picking like who the best player is, it's what they are at their peak. I don't care how long you could play 90 years. I mean, I'm saying who would I take? So when I'm picking like a goat, it's like who would I take and make who would make it easiest for me to win a championship or build a team around and win a championship. And now don't get me wrong, I think longevity is awesome. I'm not like discarding it. That's cool. Like that's really good to play for a long, long time and build up stats. That's great. But like when I'm trying to get the best player, I mean, if let's say I'm in high school and there's a freshman who's like really, really good, and he's better than the senior who's really, really good. And the senior has all the stats, and the freshman just got there, but the freshman's better. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, his longevity, he's been here 4 years, look at his stats. The freshman's better." I'm riding with the freshman. I mean, as I said, I think longevity is good. I'm not disregarding it, but it's a thing that the LeBron liberals, um, will use to big up LeBron. But like I said, it's cool, but, like, when you're talking about who the best player is or who the GOAT is, it's not about longevity, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying I think LeBron definitely has an argument to be the GOAT, a very good one, a very good one. Um, hey, and if Wemby gives us 15 years of dominance, 7-5, you know, it's a cheat code. He's gonna run through the league, it's gonna be great. And I just kinda number 3 is kinda the same thing. Wemby hasn't carried a weak team. That is what the LeBron liberals are going to say. They are going to say that whatever Wemby's team is, and Wemby's team is good. They are pretty good. A lot of it has to do with Wemby, but if you see them play Devin Vassell, they're fun players. I would say that they're better than the LeBron teams, but that's besides the point. But LeBron fans are going to use that. Wemby never took a weak team, even if he does. You know, another terrible, terrible excuse. We can move on. Um, and as I said, as Wemby gets deeper into his career, I think he'll be able to dominate with almost any team. LeBron went everywhere he went. He won everywhere he went. That's Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland, won with the Lakers. So, like, and I apologize, Mom, for using a parenthetical interjection right there. I said, like, my apologies. But LeBron won everywhere he went. And that's cool. I, it is hard to win with a new team, but I mean, I think Wemby could win wherever he goes if he decides to leave. So I think that's another dumb one. I don't care really that much that LeBron won everywhere he went. I'm just happy he won. I think it's cool that he won. I think that's the cool part about it. He won. Big up to LeBron. Like I said, I love LeBron. And heck, Wemby hopefully will never have to leave San Antonio. I mean, that would be great. Now, this would be crazy. LeBron fans, as we get deeper into this, they'll come up with an excuse like Wemby doesn't have that moment yet. Similar to like a game 7 block that LeBron had in the finals. Hey, I can't really say much about that. I think they may say something along that line, and uh, and Wemby will have to prove that. Uh, I think it's a weird thing to say. It's disingenuous. You know that Wemby hasn't been in the league that long. Give him some time. We'll see what he does with that one. You know, LeBron can play all 5 positions. I mean, I think that one kind of speaks for itself. I mean, I understand and believe that LeBron can mostly play all 5 positions. But truth be told, truth be told, I know not everyone will agree. Wemby can play all 5 positions. Yes. If he had to play point guard, he would. He brings the ball up. Watch the games. He brings the ball up. He initiates the offense. He reposts. He obviously can play small forward, power forward, and obviously center. He shoots threes. He can play shooting guard. Matter of fact, Wemby, without looking at the numbers, LeBron shoots well now, but early on, Wemby, he's probably a better 3-point shooter than LeBron without looking at the numbers. Early on, first 3 years in the league. Now, the last 3 years, LeBron has shot great. But, I mean, they're gonna bring that up. They're gonna say can play all 5 positions, and that actually I think is some goat level type of a goat level type of thing. But Wimby can play all 5 positions on offense and on defense. Now, I'll say now Wimby may have a hard time standing in front of some point guards, but if he had to do it, I believe he could do it based on watching the game and watching him bring the ball down. He may struggle defensively, similar to like a Magic Johnson trying to guard point guards, maybe because his foot speed isn't always great. If you watch the game the other night, Bam swept him, beat him baseline. It wasn't great defense. Wemby doesn't always play great on the ball defense, but he's certainly an awesome help defender. He's a great defender overall, but I'm saying sometimes he'll get beat and he's 7'5", so he just makes up for it and swats the ball away. So Wemby, I think I wonder what position at the end of his career they'll have him as. I honestly don't know. I don't know if it'll be small forward, power forward. Uh, I have no idea. Now they may say some dumb thing off court. I hate when people bring up stuff off court when they're talking about the GOAT. Nobody's ever talking about. I don't care if you save the world. I don't care if like in a movie you saved this world from aliens. That has nothing to do with how well you play basketball. I want everybody to know that. I don't care whether you're Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, in terms of how good you are at basketball and being the GOAT, that has nothing to do with it. And here's an excuse. LeBron fans may say something like, well, LeBron built schools. That's awesome, LeBron. You're a great humanitarian, my friend. This is number 8, by the way. You're a great humanitarian, LeBron, but that has nothing to do with it. LeBron liberals, that has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with how good you are as a basketball player. So I hope we can leave that out. Same thing with even when we're talking about Bill Russell, great player, but I don't care what he did off the court um, in terms of how good of a basketball player they are. Um, you know, I think Wimby will do things for the world as well. That has nothing to do with basketball. Now, you're going to hear this. You're going to hear this. LeBron fans, LeBron lefties use this against the Church of Jordan all the time. They'll say, he came back from a 3-1 deficit. I mean, that's cool too. I love that. I was rooting for them and I was rooting for LeBron to come back from 3-1. But I mean, they were down 3-1. So that was their fault too. And people also forget, like, yeah, he came back from 3-1. But let's be real, just like the year before, other people were injured, but Curry was a little bit injured. A couple other people got hurt. Bogut, and then obviously Draymond didn't come back. He missed one of the games, and I'm not saying they wouldn't have come back. Maybe they would, but I'm just saying I mean, when it comes to the go conversation, I don't see how that's relevant. But that's something you will definitely hear, and also it's disingenuous because at this point we don't know what Wemby will do. I don't think Wemby. This is how good I think Wemby is. Until Wemby is old, I don't think Wemby Uh, certainly once Wemby breaks through the first time, but I don't think Wemby will ever have to come back from 3-1. How about that? I don't think Wemby will ever have to come back from 3-1. Another excuse, number 10, LeBron's body was built by the gods, and Victor Wembanyama is too skinny. He's not strong enough. He is not physically apt to be the GOAT. And again, I don't have to get too much into that. That's just silliness. Um, Victor Wembanyama could play in any era, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2025, 2035, 2045. He's ahead of his time. He's a 7'5" forward, guard, center who's just really coming into his game right now. Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be the GOAT. I've always been consistent. When LeBron came, I said he had a chance to be the GOAT. I was a huge Magic fan, and Jordan. Yeah, well, Jordan has gonna probably be better than him or is better than him. I mean, Jordan when he came along, what he was doing was crazy. So as I said, for those of you in the church of Jordan, and this upsets them so much, these get your excuses ready. Victor Wembanyama is about to come and get it. The LeBron lefties, same thing. I love LeBron, but the time has come, I think, if Wemby does not get hurt, 12, 15 years, he will be greatly recognized. I think he'll be, if he plays the 12 to 15 years, I think he will be recognized as the best player to ever play in the NBA. And in the next 3, 4 years, I think more people will recognize what he's doing. And I'm not just saying this Wemby. I've been consistent over the years on how I felt. I never held anybody in their position just because I had nostalgia and I had to stick up for my era, you know? But hey, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Not whether Wimby's going to be the GOAT or not. Who is worse? The Church of Jordan, ugh, or the LeBron liberals? Who to you is worse? What fan base? To me, they both can be annoying, but as of right now, I have the Church of Jordan worse than the LeBron liberals because right now the only people who have come at me so far online about calling Victor Wembanyama the future GOAT are the Church of Jordan. Just the Church of Jordan. Nobody out of the LeBron fan base has come at me yet. Not one person. But the Church of Jordan, oh, they are on the it's not even close. Jordan, his rookie year, the things he did with Victor Wembanyama couldn't even get it. It's impossible. What? It's MJ, man. It's MJ, bro. Just trust me. Trust me. It's MJ. It's crazy. Now, don't be wrong. If the LeBron fans reach out to me, LeBron fans reach out to me, LeBron liberals reach out to me and tell me, get at me, come at me. But so far you haven't. But the Church of Jordan on the attack, on the attack. So let me know again in the comments who you think is worse, the LeBron liberals or the Church of Jordan. Who's the worst fan base? And give me other excuses that you think that they'll use to keep Victor Wembanyama from being the GOAT, or people calling him, it seems will say why he isn't the GOAT. Like, are they going to hold the rings forever? He has to get 6 rings, things like that. So overall, that's about 20 excuses between LeBron and MJ fans. Um, Wemby adds, has an absurd line every night, an absurd stat sheet. His team is winning. He's doing better than certainly doing better than Jordan in his third year. I think they finished 40 and 42. Not to say, but to be fair, Wemby I think has a little bit better team. I do think that the West is more this year's West, 2025 West is more difficult than the 1986-87 East. I'm not saying that was bad. I'm just saying I think this West is better. Uh, so that was fun. I love Go Talk. It's not science, but it's kind of like sports religion. And and if Wemby keeps on dropping 27, 18, 6 and 5 every night or most nights, and the Spurs keep winning, which it looks like they're going to do, and like I said, they don't even have Fox yet. Hey, he might, or we may need to add a new chapter into the Bible of basketball, and the Church of Jordan and the LeBron liberals will just have to get over it. And now, as I said, I know many of you, before we wrap up here, if you're a Jordan fan or if you're a Church of Jordan, you're going to get at me. If you're a LeBron fan, you're going to get at me. I love both of those players, but their fan bases, the hardcore ones who don't seem to listen to reason and logic, annoy me. So I just wanted to give some of the excuses. There are other excuses. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I came at you with. I'm the sportsman. Please hit that like button and drop your wildest GOAT excuse in the comments. Drop your wildest GOAT excuse in the comments. Like, share, hit the bell so you can get more content. If you guys want more content on Victor Wembanyama, I'm gonna pop up. Check out my other video. It's gonna pop up here in a second. I did a whole show about Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, and I also did a little pregame about Victor Wembanyama. The little I call it Wemby Watch of him before they play. He played Bam the other night, and actually played Bam last night in Heat, and it was a good test. But Vic came out on top. Looked a little bit soft at the beginning, but after that, he just killed it. I'll see you guys next time. The Sportsman. Drink more water, baby.